Well, hello there, guys. Quite often on this channel, I don't get to take a look at every single strategy game that I'd like to. In fact, there are a lot of really amazing games out there that I just don't get a chance to check out. Now, unfortunately, Mobius Front has an amazing synthwave 80s style soundtrack, but I'm not going to risk getting any sort of a copyright strike, so I won't be playing that. This game is really hard to put into words, but I think it deserves definitely a look at. It also has a multiplayer element of it if you want to go that way. But today we're going to take a look at the campaign mode so you can sort of see what the story is like, etc., and how, of course, it is an East meets West style game. Fun fact, today is my birthday, so I'd ask you, just as a little personal advertisement, to take a look at the membership channel or aspect of the channel. And or maybe just take a look at the thank button on this particular video. I greatly appreciate it. Now shut the hell up. When you're closer to death, it is what it is. Let's jump into this game, guys. I want to show you Mobius Front 83 and see what you think. So right now we are just basically focusing on basically a mission one situation. The goal here, of course, is going to be to capture this road location and get set up. And we're currently with the 194th Armored Division. Now, I'm not entirely sure. I don't believe there is. I don't know if there is an actual Soviet campaign. But I'm pretty sure there isn't. However, if you'd like, you can always just go ahead and, play the Soviets in multiplayer. So that's something to consider, of course, once we're moving through here. Now, it has been a while since I've played, so bear with me now. There we go. We're going to push forward. Of course, we can also open fire, but the reason I'm sending this Jeep forward first is just to get like sort of a visual cue of what's ahead. In fact, I think I'm just going to kind of push this vehicle forward, capture that point, and then take this 194th Armored Brigade and move over here. And as you can see, we've actually got personnel inside, and they've got like appropriate weapons for 1983, which would be a Law Rocket and an M16. I think that's just fantastic. So we'll go ahead, end the turn, and I'm already seeing enemy technicals right there, guys. Probably Russian Soviets. Let's go ahead and see what they're going to do here. Now, like I said, you can go through the entire, actual campaign, or you could just play multiplayer if you're not into the whole campaign thing. Now, what we're going to do here is open fire, and there's an easy little button there. It just lets you know essentially how to open fire. Just hit A. Don't believe I can actually select it. I think he's just out of range, which is concerning to say the least. One thing we could try to do is disembark our cargo and see if we can't perhaps ambush the enemy. Of course, we're going to have to kind of keep them at bay for a bit, and I think that means losing the Jeep, unfortunately. So let's just think about this for a bit. You know, it'd be great if we could flank them from the southern side, but I don't think that's going to work. I am going to put an anti-armor team there. An anti-armor team would have been far more useful. And in fact, maybe we will grab this guy, simply move him back, or, you know what? We unfortunately can't get a shot with him because of the victory points. Let's grab the anti-armor team and pop them right there. I like that. Hopefully, we'll be able to surprise the enemy here. The question is, of course, how do we open fire? And all we can do is sort of fire in this direction near the enemy. That's not going to help. So I'm going to go ahead, sacrifice this unit, likely get shot. And I thought because it was a Jeep, we'd get also a firing phase here. Evidently not. Let's hope for the best here, guys. We are going to end the turn, let the enemy come to us. That Jeep is toast for sure. Look at those Russian forces getting in the woods. That is creepy. Really love the combat in this game. You see some nice little explosions there, as you can see. And now I'm going to hopefully get a nice little return fire on the enemy. We're going to have to move forward, of course. So let's just go ahead, grab this fellow. This is going to open us up to fire from the vehicle. So you know what? I might let the enemy come to us. I could move this unit over here. Just kind of start setting up so that we're prepared next turn. And as for this unit, so we're definitely not going to have to deal with armor just yet. We could, of course, start setting up the M47 for firing. So I'm just going to go ahead, set this baby up over here. And maybe get that infantry unit into the woods. There we go. I like that. We're going to probably put this guy into the woods, too. So there we go. Hopefully that'll allow us to actually have a nice little ambush going. I'm going to take this infantry unit, and they are going to go kind of ahead here. Hopefully, same thing with this vehicle. Hopefully we can keep the enemy at bay. As you can see, we can't fire at anything there, so we are going to have to wait. But I'm confident in our American defense. Ooh, nice shot on the APC, of course. And as you can see, they are hitting the anti-tank team. We really need to get that shot off, hopefully on that Jeep. I mean, it should work, right? We also have some reinforcements available. We could go ahead and start deploying them. And what I'd like to do, guys, is bring in a good old-fashioned patent tank. Come on, let's stop messing around here. Let's destroy these bastards. Of course, this is probably, he's going to get shot, so I'm just going to put him over here for now. And you know what? Maybe another one over here. Maybe we'll take the damn shot. What the hell? Fact is, the patents are here. And we've also got an anti-armor team. Don't want this thing to be targeted, so... let's put him over here. Alright, pretty nice for a deployment phase. Now, I would love to hit that unit right there, but they are, of course, a bit out of range. I'm kind of tempted to risk moving forward. Let's see if this guy should be able to get a hit over here with his dragon. You're going to see, as you can see, the range is much different. And there you go, a beautiful anti-tank shot. And that's something I really enjoy about this game. It just has those really nice moments of, I guess, like setting up good ambushes and just tactical situations in general. I'd love to just shoot at these guys, but I'm not sure that's what we should do. We might just want to fall back a bit. Especially since they are in cover. Yeah, it ain't looking good. Let's open up on them. Even though, again, we're not made for this kind of combat, we are going to do some damage. And we can actually open up on that position. Oh, we need to visualize the target before we can open up on the position. That's a little frustrating. Okay, let's push forward. Again, they are going to spot us for sure, but hopefully that means they won't take out the actual dragon team here. And while we're at it, we'll also open up on their anti-armor team with our APC. No doubt that tank is going to vaporize our APC, but you know what? You can't win them all. Here we go. Oh, wait a minute. All right, he's pushing forward, going to use the machine gun on our infantry, and it looks like they're actually kind of falling back a bit here. Maybe they realize that we are going to outnumber them with all these deployment points. But what I'd like to do, guys, is get one of those beautiful heat rounds and shoot the enemy right there. As you can see, we got those Bradleys. They're going to work out pretty damn well. Sorry, they're not Bradleys. What the hell are they called? You boys know. You tell me. Let's move over here. I don't want to get, like, pinned in by that armor piece, so... Let's first of all just see if we can take out this infantry. But wait a minute. We might be able to use the law rocket. Nope. I was going to say we might be able to use the law rocket against the tank, but it's actually that foliage that's kind of protecting him. So with that foliage protecting him, I don't think we're going to do much damage, but we will go ahead and open fire. Cover or no cover, those guys are getting hit quite heavily. So I'm going to keep on hitting them. And I wish we could, of course, retreat this turn with that unit as well, but that's not going to happen. However, I am going to start putting the pressure on the enemy. Let's move forward with our infantry. That's right, into range of their gunfire, but I want to overwhelm this position. And as you can see, we can go ahead, start firing. Next turn, we'll be able to clear them out with the infantry too. Now, we also have a law rocket, but as you can see, it has a very limited range. To use that law, you've got to be right up close and personal. So we're simply going to move that unit forward. And let's see if we can't potentially move the tank into a kill location. And look at that. Beautiful. He's also going to be able to fire a round. Heat round. Fantastic hit. Unfortunately, I don't think this can connect with anything at the moment. Unless we were able to just blind fire it. And since it's wire guided, you can't just blind fire it through a bunch of trees. However, what about moving over here with the APC? All right, boys. The push continues, of course. I'd love to drive this way, but terrain is very important in this game. It's a big factor, and the terrain is just not going to allow us to get behind the enemy. But we have to continue forward, and we have to notice they have a lot more Russians waiting for us right there. Oh, look at that tank falling back and finally took out our poor APC. He put up a hell of a fight, but I really just put him in harm's way. Losing an AT team and an APC ain't fantastic, but I'm fairly confident that going forward here, we are going to have the advantage in this fight. Let's go ahead and kill those boys with the 194th Armored Brigade. By the way, did I mention I love all of the UI features here? Like, if you just look at, like, the way the units look, the machine gun, like, it lets you know that the machine guns they have, the rockets they have, just awesome. Just vaporize that unit. I'd actually like to move these guys. Unfortunately, we're going to have to unset them up. I'm sure there's a better way of saying that. Over here to be able to be used against any of the enemy armor. But let's see. We might actually be able to kill this thing with just... hold on. I want to make sure I can move and fire. See, I was worried about that. Okay, well, anyway. With this one, we can absolutely get a shot with a heat round. And interestingly, we can embark on the tank. How cool is that? So just like a real infantry unit, we can kind of get on the back of the tank and ride around here. I'm going to try it out. So now we've got infantry on the back of the tank. Pretty cool. We still got this nice, beautiful tank, and I want to fire the heat round there, but we've got to visualize the target first. So we're going to move forward, and I'm pretty sure one-shot kill on that thing. Hopefully the infantry continues to scurry in panic at our advance. We're also very close to our next location. Our next capture location. But those Soviets, as you can see, coming in with the supply trucks, I love how they do that and drop off, you know, their men. And again, this is why it reminds me so much of Advance Wars, but just like a more, I guess, adult version, you know, Cold War version of Advance Wars. I think it's tremendous. I really just want to get past this guy. We'll go ahead and open fire with the machine gun here on the Jeep. Get rid of him. And continue moving forward. I'm simply going to move the tank into the capture zone. And we should be able to get a shot with the heavy machine gun. I think that's actually best against an infantry target like this. But maybe I would have been better off just using the good old-fashioned M105 millimeter heat round. Let's keep on pushing. Keep on trucking. Can't forget also we have the infantry on the back of that vehicle. And there we go, guys. Yep, they've certainly got more armor. Another interesting thing I think you guys have noticed is our tanks, as far as I can tell, cannot see into the tree line there. It's the infantry and the APCs, the M113s can see in there. But I think that's about it. So this time I'm actually going to open up with a heat round. Interesting. So the heat round cannot target enemy infantry. That is cool. All right, we'll just open up. And they walk themselves right into death. Unfortunately, I don't want to move my tank over here, considering the fact that they have men right there, an anti-tank team. So what we're going to do is we're going to get that infantry unit. We are dismounting, and I'm actually going to push this tank up here to face the enemy tank approaching from the north. As for this infantry team, keep on moving forward. Could jump on one of these vehicles, though. Probably wouldn't be such a bad idea. Same story with this tank. Don't really want to risk getting shot at. It's a very rock, paper, scissor-ish approach, but I think in a tactical game, as long as you make that rock, scissor-ish approach, like, interesting, it's beautiful. And I think there is no exception here. And our reactive armor with that tank actually stopped us from taking any damage from the assault vehicle. I think we'll be able to go ahead and blast it this turn and continue our advance. And hopefully... push on through the enemy. I think I really wanted to fire at this guy, but I think I'm going to shoot at this guy right here that's also in the tree line with us, since he is really more of a threat, and since our vehicles can't spot him worth a damn. There we go. Not too shabby. I'd love to get on that thing, but you know what? I just want to be able to fire at the enemy. That's my real goal here. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, we certainly walked into an interesting situation. Unfortunately, we can't fire at that guy, but this guy is the anti-armor team. However, the other our backup guys here can definitely take him out. So I am going to focus my fire here with the heavy machine gun on the infantry. That's a hell of a surprise, though. And I don't like that that infantry is getting close to us, nor that this anti-armor team is getting close to us. So I sort of want to skedaddle out of here. But I also want to get a damn quick shot. Come on now. Yeah, let's just take the shot. I'm stubborn. And again, another threat eliminated, so I'll consider it a victory. There's no real reason to set up the M47 because I don't see any enemy armor here. So I'm just going to try to move out of this area as quickly as I can. Hopefully the enemy can't flank behind us and take those positions. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that is a major push. And I'm, I haven't gone far enough into this game to experience, like, the artillery and stuff. I'm sure on multiplayer, it's much easier to access. I've really focused mostly on campaign here. But I would love some artillery right now. Here we go, nice heat round, and let's just get out of here with the Jeep. We could open up, but I think it's much more important for us to move and capture the position. Not sure how long we can hold on to this capture, I'll be honest. Let's get the boys out. There's a lot of combat that's going to be happening there, of course, in the tree line, especially since the Russians are also pushing through. And I think this simulates, especially if you've seen videos from the current war going on, that need not be mentioned. You can sort of see lots of videos of alpine, well, I guess it's alpine combat, or no, alpine would be mountains, sorry, just forest combat. I'm sure you guys have a better term for it. And there is this uncertainty, like, where you could imagine that it would be very hard to actually get a hit on somebody since everybody's hiding in cover, everybody's in trenches or behind a tree, and they're all kind of thinking the same thing. So this simulates that perfectly, that these, like, these wooded fights are going to take a very long time, or much longer than one would expect. Okay, here we go. Let's also see if we can maybe just grab this tank. Go slightly... No, let's not go off map. Yeah, this is kind of the focus area. Some maps are larger than others. I do see a way around here, actually. Look at that. We might be able to get a shot right down onto them. And I'm going to continue to move with that armored division, or that anti-armored infantry unit. Damn good shot by the enemy. Sort of expected that to happen. I just don't want them to retake this point. They're going to put a lot of pressure on our men here in the tree line. And unfortunately, we're going to have to sack this infantry unit, take out the enemy anti-armor team there to really continue pushing through. Give him another shot here. And with the tank, I'm simply going to capture that zone. I'm going to open fire. First, I want to see if I can get a hit with this guy. I think I need to move forward just a little bit. And there's an anti-armor team there, which doesn't make me feel comfortable at all. 2 anti-armor teams. Nope, we're going to have to hit that thing with this tank. There's just no other way we're getting past those anti-armor teams otherwise. Keep moving north with this vehicle, of course. And with this tank, we're just simply going to push on through. Might even be able to get a shot with the heavy machine gun. Apparently not. That'll do, folks. That'll do. Well, hats off to that squad. We knew that they were going to have to go down to be able to take that position fully. But they made a hell of a sacrifice. Let's make sure that their lives were not lost in vain. And the only reason I'm firing with that APC is merely to take out this unit this turn. I don't want them to keep on harassing us, especially since we know that there's already a couple of anti-tank units over here. I'd really like to keep the focus on them and continue taking these areas. So let's push forward, or should we take the shot? Maybe we can do both since we are in a tank here. All right. Before we could move and fire, but I guess we can't fire and move. Okay, well, it's good to know. And again, I'm probably risking getting hit by 8 anti-tank units here, but what the hell? That's what, you know, tests are for. Here we go. Let's open fire. Again, the reactive armor saved us just on that one shot. I'm loving that reactive armor. Who wouldn't, right? But, you know, we've got to keep pushing, keep taking the zone locations, focus on that above everything else. So I'm just pushing right on through. I'm not even stopping for gas. I'm even pushing through with these units. Don't even want to engage the enemy. I just want to get right on through here. I mean, I will engage them, obviously. But I'd prefer to just get to the next point. Let's go ahead and open up with the heavy machine gun. And beautiful. That one round, or that one volley there, managed to wipe out all the anti-armor troops in that section of the forest. I think they're also the same guys that wiped out our earlier squad, so it's good to get revenge for our boys. Let's get over there, folks. Oh, we are so close. We are so close to the objective location. I am not going to get shot at. Just keep on moving. I didn't consider that we could lose this objective location, so you know what? We're just going to have to get the tank on that spot and firing at the enemy. All right, nice. They decided to fight to the end instead of taking the point back, which I appreciate. I really do. Let's just make sure we eliminate them before we do anything else. Let's do that. Let's do that. Target eliminated. And I think we'll just go ahead and capture that zone. And that should be mission complete. Absolutely awesome, guys. So now we continue the story. That's really just like the tutorial mission of the entrance to the game. Now, if you guys want to see the story, I'm going to let you guys see the first part. But if you want to see the full story, make sure to like this video, comment down below, and, of course, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. That way, we can actually do the full campaign here of Mobius Front.
First time I've been called sir by an EPW. So you know why we're here.
I do, sir.
Might as well make this easy on both of us then. Your ID is obviously fake. So, where do you really come from?
My ID is real, sir. I'm First Lieutenant Nick Stroh, and I'm from the United States of America. Just like you.
Not very convincing. So as you can see, guys, this is going to be the next mission. 3rd Platoon Alpha Company of the 194th Armored Brigade is participating in a combined forces field training exercise at Fort Knox, home of the U.S. Army Center and School. Platoon is caught off guard when urgent orders arrive, deploying the entire 194th several hundred miles to the north. No explanation is given. Guys, the Soviets are attacking. We're going to defend. I know you want to see that next part, so help a brother out on his birthday and make sure to like, comment, hey, maybe even become a member or thank me. You guys are the best. I'll catch you on the next one now.